I am really pissed off right now. Um, what is all this bullshit about white people kneeling to ask for forgiveness? Excuse me? Like, I will stand with you to fight against racism, oppression, bigotry, sexism, all that kind of stuff. But I will not kneel before you and beg for you to forgive me for something that I didn't do, that I have no control over, that I didn't have. My family, I'm sure, didn't have anything to do with either. Very few people actually owned slaves in this country. So don't give me that crap about how I owe you something because of my ancestors. My ancestors were poor white trash all the way back to the 1600s. So don't give me that crap. I will not bow before anyone. I will not kneel before the Queen of England. I would not kneel before the president. Even if I liked the president, I would not kneel before him. I am not going to supine myself to other people's whims and fancies. People are drunk on power right now. People of color. And you know what? It isn't even that many people of color. Most of these people at these protests, most of these protesters, most of the pretty much all of the rioters are white people. And then you got looters, I don't know who and what kind of demographic they make up. Probably all kinds of them, because every group has a thief and a lowlife. Excuse me while I wave off all these bugs. It's a little early in the morning here. You can see my doggy in the background chasing squirrels. But I'm so pissed right now. You can't speak out about this. What if I go on my Facebook page with all my liberal friends and family and say, no, fuck no. Not just no, but fuck no. I will not kneel. And I think it's disgusting of anyone to even ask that of another human being. You can kiss my fat white ass. I'm not doing it. I can't believe the media is letting this all slide like, oh, it's just protests, so, oh, it's not. My country is fucking burning right now. The other day it was, 30 cities? I'm sure it's more than that by now. Even my hometown with only 10,000 people had a small protest going. There was no looting or rioting there as far as I know. Not enough people died in a crowd to do it. But people are protesting. Everyone is angry about what happened to George Floyd. Everyone. Liberals, conservatives, right wing, left wing. Everyone is angry about what happened to George Floyd. And to be clear, he was not an angel. Apparently he had quite a criminal history. But I don't care about that. All I care about is the fact that at that moment, that police officer held him down by his neck and murdered him. It wasn't police brutality, that was murder. And for once, the entire country said, no more. We're not going to take this. And conservatives stood up too. Now, a lot of people on the conservative side tend to support the police. Well, this time, even the die-hard, hardcore police supporters said, no, can't. It wasn't right. So we have a chance for our country to actually come together. But instead, what we get is white city officials washing the feet of black event organizers. Now I get the symbolism of that, but no, fuck no. If I won't kneel before you, I sure as fuck will not wash your feet. I don't even like to touch my own goddamn feet, let alone somebody else's. Is this even America anymore? Like, all these people hate my country, and I don't know why. As I've heard several people say, for those that think America is horrible and the worst place in the world, we'll pick another country and I'll start a GoFundMe to get you there. I mean, if you really believe it's that horrible, you should find somewhere else to live. You have the freedom to do that here in America. I want to stand in support of the people protesting and even some of the riots, maybe, I don't know. I do not support the idea that these looters and rioters are out there trying to help improve the situation in the black community when they are looting and destroying black small-owned businesses. These people have nothing except for what's wrapped up in their business. And these people who claim to be fighting for their equality come along and say, you know, we're going to just destroy everything that you've worked your entire life to build. And they don't care. They don't care. That's the thing. They don't care. They don't care that they're hurting other black people. All they care about is power. And these people want power. Now, a few years ago when Jordan Peterson first became kind of popular, I think I caught on right when he blew up, because I think I was one of the first people to watch the, what do they call her, Smugly Puff, the smug fat chick dude, I don't know, with the yellow beanie on, that kept doing that. I didn't see anything, officer. I didn't see anything. Anyway, when he first started getting popular and he said things about the liberals and the liberal types just want power, I was like, what are you talking about? How are you going to get power by being liberal, you know? But I get it now. It's not power in the sense of they're going to become president. It's the power to make you say words. It's the power to make you kneel before them. It's the power to make you wash their feet. I shouldn't be afraid to say these things just because I'm afraid of being called a freaking racist, because I'm not. I know it's in my heart. I've done more work to help end police brutality than 99.99999% of the people out there ranting and raging, even the rioters and the protesters. They're not doing anything to actually end police brutality. At least a half a dozen times when I lived in San Francisco, I went and talked to the San Francisco Police Department during their crisis intervention training to teach them how to have time, distance, and rapport, so they don't just shoot first and ask questions later. I spoke and told them my story about my encounters with police officers and how badly those went in my past, which is nothing compared to what I see with other people. George Floyd, that's all. I mean, I watched that video and I knew I shouldn't have. But I've put in the hard work. I worked at an agency that all we did was fight oppression. I designed workshops to help. There were not sensitivity training, nothing like that, but just workshops to help explain, you know, how different people feel, the power of language, you know, different things like that. And it definitely is the power of language. They don't want you to say things like retarded or schizo or bipolar or borderline. You know, you gotta use nice words like suffers from symptoms of borderline personality disorder. It's me with that bullshit, as Lucas would say. He would say nonsense, though he does not curse. I've worked hard. I haven't done much in recent years, but I worked really hard when I lived in San Francisco and Oakland to fight oppression, to fight police brutality, to fight against, you know, for me it's always been a class issue, not a race issue. Having grown up dirt poor, living in some pretty crappy places, having a parent that was on welfare and cheating the system and, collecting more welfare than was deserved. And, so I grew up knowing what it's like to not have shit. I know what it's like to grow up poor. I know what it's like to grow up in a not so safe neighborhood. Um, I know what it's like to go to jail. I know what it's like to go to prison. And I tell you what, I never ever benefited from any kind of white privilege in the things that got me sent to jail or prison. It wasn't white privilege. It was female privilege. I would have went to prison and jail a lot longer and a lot sooner if I had been a man. But because I was a woman, the judge continued to give me second chance after second chance until finally I did get sent to prison. But that had nothing to do with me being white, because my entire community, the entire county I lived in was white. The largest city in the county's got 10,000 people. There were no black people in my community. There just weren't. It's not like anybody told them they couldn't be there, whatever, they just weren't there. It was a Swiss and German settled community, so pretty white. But I don't think that anybody, you can't say that there was racial discrimination there because everybody was white. Like I said, I had female privilege, but not white privilege. And apparently Terry Crews tweeted out something about without white people fighting white supremacy, you end up with black supremacy or something like that. And it's fucking true. It's absolutely true. But it's an ugly truth that people don't want to hear. My mom calls that worshiping at the altar of the squirrel. She's just laying there waiting for a squirrel. There she goes. Anyway, my dog's entertaining. She doesn't catch them, so don't worry. We have squirrel feeder right behind me. We feed them, we like them. She just has fun chasing them, and they have fun taunting her. What Terry Crews said was exactly on target, though. We're going to end up with black supremacy if we don't knock it off. Hi. And I think that's what black people want. You even joke about black supremacy. People do. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. I got a lot of friends that are going to protest. My friends have their teenage daughter going to protest. And I love them, and I know their heart is in the absolute right place. I know absolutely, because they're talking about going and finding this girl who's been posting racist stuff on Facebook. And if they find her, she won't like what happens. They have the best intentions, but they don't know that only 9 black people were killed by the police last year. They don't know that more black people have been killed during these protests and riots than were killed all of last year by police. It's not true that black people are statistically more likely to be shot by police. You want to know who's statistically more likely to be shot by police? 16 times more likely to be shot by the police? Someone with a mental illness. Doesn't matter what race they are. Someone with a mental illness is 16 times more likely to be shot by police than the average person, black or white. I haven't seen the data, but I've heard a few people that I trust say that actually more white people get shot by the police every year. I'm assuming that's by percentage rather than raw numbers. But I can't say anything to my friend. This particular friend I could talk to. that she's not going to take it the wrong way, because she knows who I am. But anybody else, you know, one of my other friends has mixed baby grandchildren. She wants to be out there fighting, and she, you know, posts things about how if you don't think that people deserve rights or whatever, then, you know, get off her Facebook. And again, I can't, she's one I can't talk to, I don't think, because she would just not understand. She would take it the wrong way, I believe, and think that I was a racist who thought police brutality was a good thing. Sorry, I keep showing my forehead. I keep looking down. Police brutality is a real thing, and it's usually enacted on poor people. Doesn't matter what race they are. I lived in a poor white trash trailer court just outside of town in my small community, and I'll tell you what, that was, I mean, it was not like guns and, you know, things like that going on, but that was considered the ghetto of my town, and there was quite often a police presence there. Even though we were outside of town, we got the town police coming all the time, and the county police. It's because we were poor. You know, you see people getting drug out, put in handcuffs, put in the back of a police car. Maybe they deserve it, but the police are more likely to cut someone a break if they think they're wealthy. Because for some reason, they think that wealth means that you're better than someone else, and I don't think it does. It just means that you got more money than I do. You can shop at Walmart more than I can. I don't recognize my country anymore. My dad's a Navy vet. He wears his Navy hat when he goes out. He gets a lot of people thanking him for his service. He's a Vietnam vet. I don't know if I said that. He's got a shirt that has an American flag on it that said "These colors don't run," and he's nervous about wearing it in public because he's afraid somebody will assume he's a racist and attack him or shoot him, or of course he's afraid everybody's gonna shoot him these days. Everybody's got a gun, and that's true. I live in an open carry state, or concealed carry state, I'm sorry. So everybody does have a gun. I go to the gas station, I see a guy reach for his wallet, I see his gun. You know, it's just a way of life around here. But my dad is a vet. He fought for this country. And he's afraid to wear an American flag t-shirt because he's afraid other Americans will attack him and do him harm. It makes me want to cry. Makes me want to wear the shirt. I don't know. I'm just pissed off. I don't recognize my country. People are rioting for the wrong reasons, and there's good reasons, I think. There's plenty of police brutality. It just isn't focused solely on black people. Yeah. I may not sound as ticked off as I did at the beginning, but I'm on a little loopy. I had my hip replaced last week, so it's starting to hurt a little bit. Haven't had my pain meds today. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say is I will not fucking kneel. I will not kneel before you. Just ain't gonna do it. And you can fuck off if you think I am.